I randomly decided to become a hater and posted a hater comment on an ASMR video. And right after, the next day, I was like, why did I do that?
What?
Yeah.
You didn't click right. You didn't lean into the mic far enough. I could barely hear your clicks.
Okay, so here's my complaint. Okay.
I'm already so embarrassed for you. This is definitely going to be the intro to the podcast. Whatever the story is, it's going to be right before the title.
So, there's this weird kind of ASMR out there that I don't like. What was that noise?
It was me trying to hold back laughter because the thought of you saying porn. I swear to God, I thought you were going to say jerk off material.
No. All right.
I'm sweating.
Let me paint a picture for you. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm trying to fall asleep. And I'm searching through some ASMR on YouTube, trying to find maybe a new YouTuber that I like, all right? And there's this weird kind of ASMR out there called chaotic ASMR, all right? Chaotic ASMR. And it's them doing the normal stuff that I like, but they're just doing it at a ridiculously fast, chaotic pace. And it kind of annoyed me. And I found this one YouTuber right away that I thought was going to be gold. And it was everything she's doing it so fast. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And right away I tried to look at the rest of her videos, and they were all chaotic videos. And I just commented, I was like, is there any regular videos on this at all? Are they all just this chaos? Mind you, this, I'm trying to go to sleep. Maybe this is probably late at night, me, half asleep maybe.
Dude.
Being a troll on this, but they messaged me back. And they're just that's what I love, and that's what a lot of other people love, and I'm going to keep doing it.
I was literally about to just tell you.
She just squished me like a troll.
Yeah.
Totally. And I see tons of comments under that, people saying they love her style and what she does and stuff, and I'm just like, why wouldn't you just try some regular videos, talk to me like a regular person?
Because she doesn't need to. She found her niche.
She likes the chaos.
Why were you there? You should have just clicked off. You know what the problem is? They fucking took away the dislike button. So you're like, how can I hate?
I know. I couldn't. I didn't dislike the video. I definitely didn't.
Why would you? It does nothing.
I left a comment, I think, just subtle enough to where it was a diss, and it almost constructive feedback, but at the same time, it was kind of like a diss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
And she just totally squished me on it. And I even before she commented back, I even felt like I didn't need to say anything. She's just I was just it's I'm personally selfish. No, you need to cater to my needs. You don't understand. This is what I want, and you need to cater to that.
Wow, you are the worst type of person.
That's who I was at that moment. I was like, no, you don't understand.
Oh my God. I hope anyone who's, this is the first little bit of the podcast. I want everyone to leave a comment about how this podcast should cater to your specific needs.
Yes.
And I'll reply to every single one of them, no.
We love all of the trolls here at the Salty Soup. The Salty Trolls. Oh, man, Salty Trolls? Is that a new thing? Can we work on that? Nothing? No? Not excited? He didn't get excited. Okay. Moving on. At least it's not the fucking beta shit. I'm glad we're over that.
Okay.
That hurdle.
We're going to just totally skip the intro because I got to talk about the beta shit because literally nobody knows about the beta shit.
Oh, because we didn't release that video.
That podcast never came out because
Oh my
our very
God.
first. This is a fun little insider thing. Our very first podcast, I was gonna do this thing where I had 3 cameras set up. The camera that you're all used to, that's on both of us. A camera specifically on Dalton and a camera specifically on me. But those 2 cameras didn't have the capacity to record for an hour like this one does. So like 10 minutes in, both of those cameras shut off and we had no idea. On top of that, I had no audio. So the audio never recorded, which is why Dalton is constantly pressuring me about, oh, is it recording now? It all stems back from that. So we had no video, we had no audio, we wasted an entire podcast. And that podcast was about what this channel should be and what it should be called. Right. And I had it in my mind.
It was almost like a announcement, like, here we are. And
definitely.
You in your head already had all this planned. And in my head, I'm like, well, we're just figuring things out. We're going to ask the people what we should name it. You
right.
know?
So Dalton wanted to ask the people what we should name it. But the problem with that is that would be it would have to go, that video would have to go somewhere. So we couldn't really ask the people what it should be named, because that would mean we post the video to a channel that's already been named. And I thought it would be funny if the channel's name was The Beta Boys, like self-deprecating, alliteration, rolls off the tongue.
And a lot of that podcast was me just trash talking that name.
Yeah, it was Dalton just for an hour saying how he's not a beta and he does fingertip push-ups and shit like that.
Oh, man. Yeah, I talk a lot about how Chuck Norris is scared of me. And,
yeah.
You know, and it just didn't work. So I tried to formulate some sort of ask the people, what do you call that? A vote?
Right.
Try to bring it to a vote.
Which we ended up doing.
We did kind of do that.
So
I forgot about that.
At that time, I had a personal Discord for my streaming and my YouTube channel. And this was around the time of the Olympics or something.
I was about to bring that up, yeah.
And the Summer Olympics. And I had asked my Discord to come up with a name for this channel. And shout out Mr. Bagelbite. You can watch him streaming on Twitch. Mr. Bagelbite came up with the name Salty Soup. He combined Sultan of Sway with the Dankest of Soup, or the Dankest Soup, and it became Salty Soup. Mm-hmm. And we had promised Mr. Bagelbite a prize.
Then this video that we're talking about that nobody's ever seen.
It never came out.
It was our first video, and I was like, oh, I'm going to be funny here. I'm going to, first of all, have a giveaway right off the bat.
Right.
Which I'm definitely down to do future giveaways. Like we haven't really discussed that yet. But
yeah, we'll do giveaways at some point.
Because my giveaways are like something awesome, and like Cody's giveaways are like his pubes or something. Like it's
that
really...
was one fucking time, and I thought it was funny.
Yeah. So we gotta work on the giveaway thing here. We haven't figured that out. We're not on the same page yet. But this time, I thought it'd be funny. The Olympics was going on. It was all the news at that time. And I had this very vintage, new, sealed Olympic highlights from 1989 or something random.
Yeah, that's
it was
right.
like a 3 VHS set. And that was going to be the prize to whoever... could name the best name for our YouTube channel. And then the Discord group ended up getting the first and ultimate dibs before the YouTube channel.
Right.
Which
is the only way that could have worked.
Right. It's the only way it really had happened. So the very early fans that knew about us from our other YouTube channels got a chance to vote. And Salty Soup, I thought was clever. And
it's perfect, man.
Incorporated both of our previous YouTube channels.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I never got that prize out.
Okay.
Never really got done there. Did I bring that back over here? I can't even remember.
Here's the thing. I know Mr. Bagelbite doesn't watch this channel. Because Mr. Bagelbite is a streamer. I stream with him over on Twitch. Him, me, and like a few other people have abandoned our personal Discords and created a joint Discord for streaming. And so I'm still in contact with him. And
here's what my idea was before you get on. I mean, I was gonna maybe if the VHS tape was kind of a joke, but with it was maybe some kind of a coupon, or like when we get merch out, like you get some free merch when it comes out or something. Like that was my real idea. Was like,
well, how about this? How about
I don't want to just give him a VHS tape from the '80s that really doesn't mean anything. Like
bring
the tapes.
Bring the tapes tomorrow. What's funny is this podcast is posting a little late because like we're actually filming this podcast the day it's released. So like if you're watching this on the day it's released, we were just sitting in these chairs. That's kind of weird. These exact chairs. But Friday's our normal filming day, and we are filming again tomorrow. So bring the VHS tapes. We'll sign them. I'll ship them off.
There you go.
Because I'm in contact with Bagel, and we'll do that. We'll include like free merch coupons once when that ever happens.
Once we launch some merch, we'll get something, a t-shirt, sweatshirt, whatever.
Definitely. That's a cool idea. I like that. But yeah, that's a little lore behind the name of this channel. And
speaking of, if you're an artist out there and you want to design a shirt, design a logo for free or for a shout out or whatever, hit us up. I mean, I'm totally down for some art, some cool art.
I would love fan-made art. That's my favorite. My favorite thing is when like I'm watching a YouTuber and they do like a Reddit Day video where they look at their Reddit and it's just this litany of fan-made art. I love that. It's so cool when people build a community like that.
It would be the best way to do it because they'd already be somewhat of a fan. They know us. Maybe they can incorporate some sort of stuff we've said, or who knows. I mean, the creativity could go through the roof with our own fans. So throw that out there. I mean, open invitation if you want to make some a t-shirt design or logo or I don't know, anything that we can use, man. A sticker. I'm down to like, even if we can make a sticker out of it, I'm pretty hyped. We're trying to figure that out right now. I think we're getting, I keep talking about this, but the channel's getting some steam. We're getting a lot of hype from the people that are just stopping in and being like, this channel's so underrated, like it's going to blow up.
It's very cool. Our last podcast, we were celebrating 50 subscribers. And today we're at 74. But the real milestone, we hit 69 a couple days ago.
Yeah.
It's fucking rad.
I get a text at like 4 a.m, like, make a wish. Like, Jesus, who the fuck is texting me right now?
I was really excited. I took screenshots.
He's been waiting for this.
Up on screen. It is.
He actually created like 3 or 4 YouTube accounts just to get to that number, but we won't talk about that. We have to get there tonight.
What's funny is that I had taken a screenshot of hitting 69 subs, and I think I threw it up on Discord. I was like, can I get a nice? And then we went to 74 like immediately, because I think at that point some people were like, oh, you know what, there's a lot of maybe it's called confirmation bias with YouTube, where it's like if you see a channel and they got 12 subscribers, it almost is like, well, obviously they're not good then, right?
I know.
But if you see a channel with like 10,000 subscribers, you're like, oh, they've got something here.
Right.
So like building a channel is very difficult.
Right.
And it's cool that we're getting all the support. I love it.
And really from the outside YouTube audience, I've done very little to promote it besides like Snapchat, you know, and maybe I got 80 to 100 people looking at my Snapchat on a daily basis. Unfortunately, I can't get 10 of them to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So,
I know.
You know, what are you gonna do, man? That's like,
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm not promoting it a ton besides just you know, just my close friends, and I have had a bit of feedback from them, like it's getting better, and right now our best video is us eating some weird food, right? The liver.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say weird food. It's us
ancestral
finally committing to our new lifestyle.
Yes, yeah.
Which just a little FYI, or
Yeah.
little
There's a new
premiere.
one.
We're gonna get another one out. All right. I know maybe we've mentioned it before, but we're gonna go stop at a different butcher this time.
A little bit nicer. A little bit. Dalton has a butcher right by his house, and it's super nice. The one by my house is.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they're in stock with some fresh testicle, bone marrow. I'm gonna look up that recipe again for the concoction.
Yeah. Oh, and I finally got a definitive answer on what the sausage was.
Oh.
I've already forgotten. I think it's called umbilical pork sausage. What's funny is someone commented on that video. They're like, it's bear sausage. And I was like, oh, I can hear that actually. Thank you for letting me know. And then someone immediately commented after and they're like, no, it's umbilical pork sausage, which is like some high quality sausage.
How expensive would bear sausage be, man? Holy cow. I guess Liver King probably wrestles the bears down himself.
I imagine, yeah, it's hunted by hand. Speaking of Liver King, my brother sent me a little bit of something about Liver King. I haven't told you this yet at all, but
Liver King news?
There's a little bit of Liver King news. My brother is a strongman. He's not a bodybuilder. He's a strongman. So he does like the Atlas.
Big old rocks.
Dude, we'll talk about this a little bit, maybe later on in the podcast potentially. But the reason we're late on this is because I was in Iowa last week. So we didn't have time to film the podcast. And I was in Iowa and I went into my dad's garage. He's got this big old garage, and there are these they're Atlas stones, but there are these 3 giant cement balls in the garage. And I thought it was like maybe yard decoration. You know how like people will put like random like round statues around flowers and shit?
Okay.
I was like, what the hell are these? And my brother's like, oh, those are my Atlas stones. I was like, I don't know what that means.
I guess I didn't know that's what their name was either.
And he's like, well, it's like, Atlas, the guy who carries the world on his shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, go on, pick one up. I couldn't even move that thing. I don't believe that it can be picked up. That was dropped off by a forklift or something.
What were the 3 weights?
Heavy, heavier, and heaviest. I don't fucking know. I think
they were definitely at least your body weight.
I was gonna say I think he said one of them was 350 pounds, which sounds like a lot.
Oh yeah, that's about your size.
Anyways, because he's yeah, pretty close. Because he's a strong man, I don't know, he follows other strongmen. He's like in this whole world of strongmen. And apparently they know about Liver King.
Oh.
And this is not me making any comment about Liver King and his potential use of any supplements. But like in strongman and bodybuilding, I didn't realize this, but as long as you're upfront about, you take steroids because you're trying to achieve this thing,
right?
That's fine. You just get put in like
A
the
different
steroid camp,
category.
and a different category. It's
Yeah.
fine, whatever. And then all the naturals are over here. Well, the people that my brother follows, like some of them have called out Liver King in the DMs of Instagram.
Sure.
And this is a screenshot of Instagram DMs between someone and Liver King.
Oh my.
I'll throw it up on screen. It's long to read.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. So someone sent a message to Liver King, said, hey man, you're full of shit. Just tell your fans you're on gear or TRT. Pussy. I mean, they didn't have to add pussy. He's definitely not a pussy. Like, I would not fight Liver King.
Like, I'm only going to say this because I'm never going to see
right,
see
exactly.
you face to face.
Kind of cowardice. Anyways, Liver King doubles down. He says, I've never cheated or taken a shortcut of any capacity in my life. You earn the life and wife that you behold.
Uh-huh.
Most people think it's impossible because they look like shit despite movements that they call work, which isn't. and despite eating clean, which isn't. My thesis is that you commit to the 9 ancestral tenets. You will
buddy.
You will unlock the greatest version of yourself, your inner beast. You will optimize your testosterone, your growth hormone, your IGF-1, your DHT, your metabolic markers, and you will achieve a higher version of yourself that is to behold to. I believe in the ways of our ancestors. We are descendants of the sole surviving species of the genus Homo, the baddest mammalian predators that ever lived. I honor those ways by ... I don't. It goes on, but I don't have the rest of it.
Mammalian.
Yeah,
We're a bunch of mammalians.
Here's the thing, Liver King. I'm speaking directly to you right now. Don't engage with the person that calls you a pussy. Just don't engage.
Oh, I thought you were gonna.
You thought I was gonna say something insane.
I thought Liver King's gonna be coming after you, man. Like,
No way, dude. I want to do a Liver King collab one day.
He's just running here with ankle weights.
What's funny is Liver King's been posting to his YouTube channel, finally.
Oh, really?
And he posted this one video, and I found it to be super interesting. I forget what it's called, but he holds this event at his house where people strap ankle weights onto themselves. They put a backpack full of weight, and they have the sled. You might have seen Liver King do it in some of his TikToks.
For sure.
And he's got like a dumbbell in each hand, and he's just walking.
Yep.
Well, there's a mile track around his property in like driveway, which, by the way, this guy has to be loaded. He has a mile track through his property.
He does have a nice property. I've seen some shots of this thing.
Yeah.
Like he gets a lot of his own food off his land. Like he's got a farm too.
That's so fucking. That's like the actual
woods.
dream. That's amazing.
Yeah, this dude's a caveman.
So, I don't know how you get invited to try this, and I want to talk to you about this because I feel like if we can get in with Liver King, we could maybe do this one day. Like if we start training. But you carry all the weight and you pull the sled just like Liver King does.
Right.
And you make it around the mile and you're timed. Mm-hmm. And the time doesn't matter because if you can do it, you're a fucking hero.
Sure.
And the video he posted was of this guy who did it and he beat all the best times.
Wow.
Yeah. And
you do realize that puts a strain on your back, right? Like that weight and stuff.
Oh, I definitely can't do it. Yeah. There's no way I could do it. I respect those that can, but I can't fucking do it.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're still in the realm of reality.
No.
Because you're starting to sound like you're all freaking ancestral.
You know what, dude? I don't even know if you could do it, if I'm being honest. Oh. It's a lot of weight.
I'm gonna start my training tomorrow.
Here's the thing. I don't think that...
I got the kettlebells. I got the ankle weights.
I don't know if that weight scales down for size.
I just need to get a sled.
You know what I mean? Like, I am, taller and bigger than you. I don't know if because you're smaller, you get, like, less weight. I doubt it, though. And that's why I'm worried about you. It would be like pulling 3 times your body weight. It would be like 6 Daltons on a sled behind you.
I'll just take whatever weight you have times 2.
Okay, that seems fair.
We'll just do that.
I don't know how the weight's chosen. I'd like to know more about this contest. But in the video, he's like, and when you do it, we have a celebration. And, like, it is just people grilling out and getting, like, I don't know if they're drinking, but it looks like a place you would drink at. His house is so fucking cool looking.
Right. He's kind of got a bit of the dream. As far as as far as your dream house goes. Right.
Another thing is that my brother typed in Liver King incognito, so he was like trying to. He typed in Liver King ancestral tenants in Google while incognito, so he wasn't getting any of the cookies that would recommend him stuff he already watches.
Oh.
In our first Liver King video was number 2 as a recommended video.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting? And this is what harkens back to my theory that the reason those videos do well is just because there's not a lot about them out there,
Right. I think I've seen a lot more people doing like review videos on Liver King now the past couple times.
Definitely.
I've searched it.
There's this one video that I haven't watched by a guy, and the thumbnail is him holding up a liver. Have you seen this thumbnail?
I've seen a couple, man.
The liver is the size of his body.
Well,
How big is a fucking liver? What animal did that liver come from?
I think I told you this. One of my really good friends from Iowa. Literally, like, I was best man at his wedding. Like, we wrestled together, fought together, and I just told him about the YouTube channel the other day. And he's like, "Oh, I'll check it out." And then he hits me up the next day. He's like, "Yeah, I watched a couple of your videos. Watched that you eating liver video, the one that has all the views on it." And he's like, "But then I went down a really weird rabbit hole for about an hour of just people eating liver, man." Like, "Oh, sorry about that, dude. Like, I've already been down that rabbit hole, man. Like, they just have the whole liver,
right?
You know what I mean? It's the whole thing of a cow, which is it's huge, and they're just taking a whole bite into it. Liver King, I've seen him do it, but he's doing it like a big piece out of a package.
Dude, I'm not a dietitian. I'm not an ancestor. I'm not anything. This comes from a lack of knowledge. But a liver's job is to filter out toxins, correct?
Right.
Wouldn't you imagine that eating the filter
would
just be eating all the worst shit that like your body doesn't want in your blood?
I know, man. Like people have asked me about this whole like eating this raw liver thing, and I'm always kind of like, I think it's good for you, but people always bring that up. Like, isn't that just the shit that you don't want? And I don't know, man. There's this other TikTok account that's been recommended to me ever since I started watching Liver King. Another meat eater, okay? But this guy really goes into depth about like all this other stuff, like you shouldn't be eating kale. You shouldn't be eating seeds, oatmeal, all right? Because the plant puts the most of its defensive... Here's his theory, but I don't have no idea.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm in.
Because the plant gives most of its defensive chemicals into, like, say, the seeds, because they want that seed to reproduce. However, like, if the fruit is fully fruited and it's fallen off, like, that is okay. All the bad toxins are pretty much gone. They want you to eat the fruit now and, shit out the seeds afterwards.
Right.
So he talks about, like, people eating these different plants, and especially young plants, and like how like that's just like super toxic. There's he brings up all these different toxins that are in it and chemicals that it's like super concentrated in this one chemical that if you eat, maybe if you do only a little bit of kale, it wouldn't be a big deal, but if it's maybe a big part of your diet, it could be poisoning you or something.
Interesting.
So I'll have to show you this guy's account, man, because I'm trying to figure out where on the level I want to be at. I thought kale was fine, man. I don't know how much of this meat eater diet I want to go into.
Dalton has been going fucking ham on TikTok lately. Here's the thing. I can't get Dalton to reply to a message about if he's showing up today or not. But he sends me TikToks twice a day. And not through the TikTok app. He sends them through my messages.
90% of the time, it's stuff that I think we can possibly put on the channel.
And we can put all of it on the channel.
Okay,
so
good.
far, it's been really funny.
I'm hoping that we can use some of this in some way. I can't wait to do the review video. I think we might just have to do that today on the plastic surgeon.
Oh,
crazies.
shit, that's funny. Yeah, there's it's kind of cool because when we first started this channel, Friday would happen, our film day. We'd film the podcast and then we'd have to film a reaction. And we didn't really have, like, there were days where like, well, I guess we could just watch this video, like we didn't have anything set up. But now we were just talking before we turned the camera on, and we have so many ideas, like, for future videos that just like a couple months of content at least.
I know.
That I'm really excited for. I wish we could just film it all and release it all, but then What would we do next month?
We got some stuff to work with right now. This is exciting.
Yeah.
And we're just going to keep getting better equipment. Hopefully be able to bring a guest on the podcast. Maybe even do some stuff on the street. I don't know if we want to do that someday.
You keep
live
bringing up a potential guest on the podcast, and I've always thought, like, I don't know the logistics of that, but I got really excited for it recently, and I got to tell you who the first guest should be.
Okay.
People love the Justin story.
Oh.
The first guest should be Justin, and the podcast should start with, like, Justin saying, "Guys, I fucked up." And then we can hear his like side of the story where he just lies about the whole thing. And
I love the idea, first of all.
But the logistics.
There's no way that he's going to come up on here and humiliate himself and tell these bad stories from over the years. There's no way. I mean, I love the idea. I'm sure he can add on to that story with some detail.
Yeah.
That we didn't add.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's.
You know who really wants to be a guest?
Who?
My dad.
Really?
My dad says he wants to be a guest too. So
interesting.
We're already getting a lineup going right now.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I think guests would be cool.
He's kind of a character.
There's a podcast I watch where it's like, they do their podcast and they'll have a guest on every now and then, but the guest pops in at like either the first half or the last half. I think I'm more into the idea of a guest now. I like that. Especially now that there are more people watching.
It doesn't have to be every time.
No, it wouldn't be every. It would not be every time.
We'll just, and I want to be able to film videos like possibly live, out in the public besides here too. I don't know what that'll entail yet. We haven't even talked about that, but
I was thinking about that today. You know what's interesting? I was like, what can we talk about on the podcast? And I was like, well, maybe I can tease future projects, and I can literally make something up and say that, and there are a few things coming out where we aren't in this apartment, and then we would just figure it out later.
Oh, there we go.
So that's a fake tease for a real tease.
I know I've got some ideas, but again, it always seems like I'm trying to like help somebody out, like make a homeless guy's life, change his life.
Okay, we get it. You're a good person.
And Cody over here, he wants to take a shit in a bag and leave it on somebody's doorstep.
I just don't get why we can't do both. Like, okay, picture this, right? So, Mr. Beast, he got really popular from making videos about going into Twitch streams and like dropping 10K
random
or
donating,
something like that.
random tipping people.
Very nice, and people like to see the reaction of that other person.
Giving a lot of money away.
Right. But this other YouTuber I watch, Max Mofo, you know Max Mofo?
Right.
He opens Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Well, he does this other channel called Cold Ones with anything for views. And they did a version of that where they dropped hundreds of dollars on Twitch streamers, but they said things like pour soy sauce in your beanie and shit like that. If you want another $500, do this. Like,
that's great.
So we can help people out, but also like kind of fuck with them a little bit.
I don't mind that. Make them work for it a little bit. Sometimes Mr. Beast gives away money to some guy that's just sleeping. You know what I mean? The guy's like, doesn't wake up or anything. Like, oh well, I guess he doesn't care.
Did you watch the Squid Games remake that Mr. Beast did?
I don't think so.
It got like 60 million views in its first 24 hours or something.
I know. I do watch quite a bit of his content. I just, the last maybe 10, 20 videos, I haven't been on point on them, but I've definitely watched a lot of them.
What's funny is all my Mr. Beast content is secondhand. It's like I'm watching Moist Critical, or I'm watching H3, or I'm watching PewDiePie, and they're reacting to his content.
Really?
And it's like, oh, okay, I've seen the Squid Games video. I haven't watched it on Mr. Beast's channel, but I watched PewDiePie's reaction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also,
I heard some like chick that just shakes her ass beat out PewDiePie for like Creator of the Year or something.
what?
I forgot. It was
On what award?
some sort of YouTube award or something like that. It was like I'll get back to you on that detail on that, but Beast got beat out by some chick that just like
Mr.
twerks.
Beast did. Yeah. You said PewDiePie at first.
Did I say PewDiePie?
Yeah, Mr. Beast got beat by, who the fuck was it? I can do this. I can't do this.
You saw that?
I did see it though.
You got this. Just think.
Can't do it. It's just mush up there. I've been living like a modern day man.
You need to eat more liver.
Also, it's you say PewDiePie, here we come. Are you spelling the name wrong on purpose?
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I'm just doing
Instead
my
of a
best.
T, it's D.
PewDiePie and PewDiePie.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
It's like PewDiePie.
That's even funnier. No, I'm trying to be.
Dude, there was one time where I typed out like, let's get his fucking name right, you idiot. And I was like, I don't know if anyone's gonna realize like that I don't actually care, and they think that I'm.
Will YouTube delete your hater comments toward people, I wonder? You just randomly
we could
hate
try
on
that
people?
out. Yeah, we could try that out. I just start being really mean to all the commenters, trying to get something deleted.
Oh, that'd be funny.
I've been really happy with the channel, and I like kind of want to set a goal for ourselves to this time next year, the end of 2022, where we've got 1,000 subs and we're monetized.
It's kind of exciting right now when now we're starting to average like 10, 20 subs a week-ish. So what's it going to be in a year, man?
Yeah, I don't know.
100, 200, 1,000 subs a week?
I would be happy if we ended next year monetized. 1,000
Right.
subs, 4,000 watch hours, and we can get 26 cents a video or something like that. That's the goal I want to set.
We're going to have to eat a lot of raw meat.
It's worth it, I think. I think it is.
Oh, man.
I think it's worth it.
These next ones I'm a little scared of.
Yeah, the next ones are going to be pretty
No
difficult.
maple syrup this time.
No maple syrup to help us out.
It's raw testicles, what we're looking for. Raw bone marrow. Inside of the bone, you scoop it out.
I'm actually excited for the bone marrow. I'm so curious about eating. You use a metal spoon and you put it into a bone, and something comes out that looks kind of creamy, actually. All right, what are you most excited for in the weird stuff we have to eat? A stick of butter.
I wanted the sardines. I feel like I could down.
But you're excited for those?
I feel like I could put some mustard on that, and I'd fucking.
You don't get
eat
to
it.
put mustard. Quit saying mustard.
Shit.
You don't get no mustard.
You could put mustard on it, right, ancestors?
I could ferment you some mustard seed. That would be ancestral. I could like make you mustard.
Do you want to try liver again?
No.
Never.
Oh, I wouldn't eat liver again. I say that now, but I would do it again for sure. I don't want to, but I probably would.
It was the maple syrup was a surprising mask to the bad taste.
Here's the thing. The initial taste was salt and maple syrup.
It shocked you. You're like, whoa.
Which, that just sounds good on its own.
Yeah.
And then the liver taste really starts coming through. And I don't know how to describe liver. It's such a unique flavor.
It tastes like all the stuff that's filtered out of your body that's shitty for you. That's what it tastes like. Really.
You're right. That is exactly what it tastes like.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Maybe that's what your body needs, though. You need to put some of that in there. I don't know.
I don't think so.
You know what we need to get next is some supplements, some liver pills, raw liver pills.
I would love to.
Dried liver.
Maybe it's not even its own video. Maybe it's just something we talk about on the podcast. But we do a month of liver supplements and supplements.
Succulents.
Did I combine succulents with supplements? Supplements? Oh God!
I don't know.
A succulent supplement is what we're gonna sell on this channel.
You didn't go Black Friday shopping this year, or did you?
Oh my God! Okay.
Because you were in Iowa. That's what just happened.
So I went to Iowa and we're from a very small town. There's a grocery store and a Subway. People? It's less. It's around 2,000. It's 19 something. In Guttenberg, people. Yeah. And
it's like this little valley town by the river. You either live in the valley or on overlooking
the hill.
it.
Yeah. And in either direction, in like 40 minutes in either direction, there is a Walmart. But that's how long it takes.
Jeez, yeah.
And if you go 40 minutes towards Dubuque, that's where you could do Black Friday shopping. That's the first time I ever Black Friday shopped was in Dubuque.
Right.
And there's like a Best Buy there, and it's more like what you would think of a city. And I did not do any Black Friday shopping. Well, here's what I did do. On the way to Iowa, 12-and-a-half-hour drive, in the last hour of that drive, I hit a fucking deer.
Ooh. That's Iowa for you, man.
I had this like brand new Toyota Tacoma. It's my fucking. Nice I love the truck so much. It's paid off. Like it's mine. And we drove it to Iowa because we weren't sure. Like maybe it'll snow, and we're not taking the Prius. Maybe it'll snow or something. And good thing we took the truck because we are. You would have been outside of Dyersville, which means nothing to you guys. I'm like an hour away from my home, and I'm on this highway, and I don't have my brakes on because there's traffic oncoming. And I'm driving, and I'm thinking about deer the whole time. And there's
don't hit a deer. Don't hit a deer.
And there's like this little blue reflector that looks like it fell off something, and it's way ahead of me, and I can see the blue, and then it flashes for a minute. And I think to myself, did a deer leg just walk by that? Or was it potentially a leaf or something? Like
a deer leg.
What made that blue reflector flash? And as soon as that thought processes, there are 3 deer perfectly barricading the road. And I hit the brakes, and it didn't matter because they were right fucking there. And I think like I might have like chosen the smallest one. It all happened so quickly. I hit that fucking deer, and that thing... That was terrifying. What? Is that been in your pocket? I thought that sounded like the deer being sent to heaven, honestly.
I was waiting. I was like, oh, this is... Wait for him to hit the deer. And then the thing...
That scared the fuck out of me.
It was open. It was.
I thought I got shot. I literally spent the past like 2 days like going through guns and cleaning guns, and I thought that one had gone off.
Oh, my hands are sweating, man. I've been waiting to do that for so long.
So funny. Very unexpected. Now I'm gonna have to kill you on the next podcast episode. Like literally kill you.
Oh man. I can't. Please put a close up on your face going.
I'm skittish, okay? There's a lot to be afraid of in this world.
Just tensed up. Please go on with your deer story.
I can't. I laughed and spilled at the same time.
Dude, that thing would have been a small
That's why I thought we were dead. All of a sudden, something flew across the room, and then there was smoke, and I was like, they fucking killed me. Oh, God. I need to calm the nerves with a drink. And all I was going to say is that I slowed down enough that I hit this fucking deer, and it wasn't enough to stop it from, like, rolling 6 times in front of the truck. So I pulled over. I look in my rearview mirror, and it's a highway, so there's, like, constant headlights coming behind me. And I see something in the road, and I go, oh, that's the deer's leg. And I pull off. I get out of my truck, and I see the deer, and it's on 3 legs. I realize now that one of the legs was just broken. It wasn't missing. And it, like, hobbles off into the woods. And I'm like, now I've got to live with, like, oh, that deer suffered for hours, at least, before it died.
At least by now you can think that it was eaten by wolves.
Yeah, now it's for sure dead. I didn't send it to hell, but I showed it the way.
That's happened to me once before. Same kind of story when I was with Nick, the same guy that went down the liver.
The liver rabbit hole.
The liver rabbit hole. Him and I were in his dad's van, had like a big old van, and he hit a fucking deer, and he's just like, oh, we gotta go back and look at it, which was just the wrong idea, because when we look back, it's just in the ditch, broken leg, and just
screaming,
and you just see it till it just goes away, it just hobbles away.
Dude, I hate that it didn't die, and like, I had a knife on my hip, but I don't know if I would have done it, honestly. Like, if it would have just been laying there.
Sometimes you even eat the heart.
Right? You know what's funny?
Your blood now, right?
Before this happened and like things became serious and nothing was funny anymore, before I hit the deer, I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I hit a deer and I like threw it in the back of the truck and like brought it to my dad? Like, now you got to eat the heart. And then I hit the fucking deer and I was like, nothing is funny.
You love me now, right? I can provide, Daddy.
Dude, when I realized now what I thought was the leg lying in the road was my front bumper with my license plate on it.
Lame.
Because I'm from Arizona where you only need a back license plate.
Right.
And I had gotten my Colorado plates 1 or 2 days before we left to Iowa. So I just put my front plate on the truck, and it was on the truck for less than 24 hours before a deer ate it.
That sucks.
And the other weird part was like,
it wasn't a ton of damage, but it did take out your whole
yeah.
front bumper, basically.
Yeah, there was no mechanical damage. One piece bent in towards the engine, and it stopped like an inch away from the radiator, which was super lucky. But insurance is taking care of it. We send it in a couple weeks to get fixed.
Yeah, dude. Did I tell you last week that I got an fender bender a couple weeks ago?
You didn't bring it up. I know about it. I've seen pictures and stuff.
On the way to a funeral, which is the worst timing because ultimately we kind of missed the funeral, like the whole main service, and we had to show up at the end when everybody's just walking out, which is a terrible thing. Not to mention the funeral was for my girlfriend's aunt who just...
If anyone was going to be late to a funeral, it'd be you.
That's funny. That's funny. And I hate to say it, I think that's what might have even put my girlfriend on even more edge. Like, we were actually going to be on time, no problem. And she was still driving kind of fast, and she had to stop. And I think she was still fine. You know, I mean, she was... It was kind of abruptly, but I wouldn't say it was in the wrong or anything like that. And then somebody behind us was not paying attention at all and just slammed. When this person, like, you know, they hit the crosswalk button and lights start flashing.
Yeah.
So they just hit it, and we had to like, oh, somebody's there, and yeah. So there was some like 18, not even, maybe 16-year-old kid hit us with his little Subaru, and he just, basically totaled his Subaru, man. Like whatever that thing shot. But dude, it was kind of super lame deal because like this is to her aunt's funeral, who like is maybe 60 years old and just passed of ovarian cancer. So it was like the worst kind of funeral. I mean, not the worst kind of funeral. I suppose like a child, but would be terrible.
Oh my God.
I'm saying like. It might be
we're gonna do a video on funeral tier lists. Like,
yeah, what is the worst kind of funeral? It's a tough process though, because we all have other things going on in our life. We got other channels we're working on, and luckily we've been really dedicated.
At some point, I don't know when,
You weren't recording.
you touched the mic, and I can see that you muted it.
Damn it!
And I have no idea when that happened.
Right in the beginning, because I haven't touched it the whole time.
No way.
Yeah, because I adjusted it like right in the beginning.
Oh, that's so fucked. I'm sick. I'm gonna puke.
You can't use that, huh?
No. No.
Well, I'm going home.
Oh my God. Well, we just had a little technical difficulty. When Dalton sat down, he adjusted the mic, but there are buttons on the mic that are not actual buttons. They're like a touch screen. And his finger just happened to hit the mute button. So the entire podcast, Dalton was muted for. And I'm going, if you're seeing this now, it means I tried to fix it and you listened to it and you made it to this point. So maybe it all worked out. Maybe it didn't. Maybe you're watching this and like, I decided to upload just this part as a consolation prize. But what sucks is that podcast was good. I really liked that one. There was a jump scare in it. We started the podcast talking about how the first podcast we filmed had audio issues and we couldn't upload it. Here we are, ending the podcast potentially, or maybe this never gets seen. I don't know.
I'm just gonna go fuck myself.
Dalton's hurt. Dalton's hurt by it. Oh shit, your mic is still on mute.
It's kind of my fault, all right? But like he said, you don't realize you touched the fucking button because it's just like a touch screen.
It's not
like an
actual button. Yeah, it's sensitive or something.
And I've been waiting 2 weeks now to pull this prank off. At least that hopefully can be salvaged. All right? Like that whole podcast, my hands are sweating because I'm holding a little pocket rocket. And we had another really good story about ASMR. I don't know if you're going to like subtitle it or what you're going to do to this, but hopefully you can salvage something out of that. We're like, most of the podcast was just us bragging about how good we were, really.
Yeah, and which is all true.
We rarely mess up.
Yeah, we showed a litany of data and facts to back that up as well. Articles were written.
Yeah. But, I guess we're going to have to tape down our freaking mute buttons, man. I'm going to put like a thumbtack on it or something. That way it
hurts every time you touch it. You know what? I would love it, actually, if you covered the mic in thumbtacks so you wouldn't want to ever touch it.
That would be awesome.
What's extra funny about this is there was a time where Dalton was constantly adjusting the mic, so his audio was like this. And I always had to figure out how to edit this, just a constant like up and down of audio peaks.
Right.
I finally broke Dalton of the habit of touching the mic. So as soon as the podcast started, he just touched it to put it just at the right angle. He touched it one time, and this was the time that like actually fucked things.
Right.
But the whole podcast, you guys saw how good he was. He never touched it.
No, I was way too worried about that rocket, man. Like the only time, I think there was one other time I like got close to it, but I like because I laughed or something and thought I was gonna hit my face on it or something. But it was I knew right away when you called me out and said the mute button was on. I was like, it was just that right away when I just adjusted it because I want to get this done first so I can figure out the perfect time to set this rocket off. I was waiting for him to get done with his deer story. Like he was like talking like I was hoping he was gonna say like, and then boom, like hit this deer. You know, I was waiting for this like whatever you call it, alliteration. What do they call it?
Sure, yeah.
And it worked out pretty well. I think we can still salvage that if we get a TikTok channel going here. But the podcast is not looking too good. Maybe it's gonna be for the deaf this time, man. We're gonna have to
just have someone in the bottom signing the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is.
You know what? I should just re-record my audio over it.
That'd be so funny. That'd be so funny. Dude, if we had some like shitty anime voiceover for your audio, I'd love that.
I mean, maybe not this video, but if for some reason we ever did have a time where we had a whole video with no audio, I would totally do that.
We should just do a video
dub over it
with that. Yeah.
That's a good idea, man. So, I mean, I love
Kung Fu movies.
Pao,
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I even in high school, when my buddies and I were trying to film little skits and stuff, little jackass skits, some of the funniest shit I think we ever did was trying to like dub over our friends' mouths. We'd have like, I'll show you some of these videos later, but we'd have like pretend like fight scenes, and then the people behind the camera would try to dub over what they were saying in the fight, you know? And
yeah.
There's just some genuinely just hilarious things that came out of that, you know? And I think we should do some dub videos. I'm totally down for that.
I'm in.
So down.
Well, everybody, if you're seeing this, that means that I somehow put out something that was good enough as far as audio goes. So, despite those issues, please like the video. Actually, you know what? You have to like the video. You don't have another option anymore. YouTube has taken it away.
No, we'll know. We'll know if you dislike it.
We'll know. Oh, we will know.
Only us, though. No,
and
we are actually would love any trolls. We encourage you to hop on and let us know what's up. The Sulty trolls.
It's a working title.
We'll work on that.
All right, see ya.
Soupy trolls?
Cut the feed. Mute his mic.
I can't just put one side. We got a salty troll soup.